Hi, this is Matthew Robert Payne. I only found out on Tuesday, it's like Wednesday morning here. I only found out Tuesday that the Pope died. I'm not sure if he died on Easter Sunday, my time, or Easter Sunday over in Rome time, which may have been Easter Monday for my time. Whatever the case is, he's been in heaven for one earthly day. And from my interactions with heaven, I've known that it generally works that one earthly day is like 3 weeks in heaven. Um, Today, later tonight, 8 hours after finding out the Pope had died, and I don't have TV, so I was only informed by my carer that he'd passed. I was watching TV last night, and the Pope contacted me and talked to me, which is an uncommon experience because I've interviewed up to 80 people in heaven and talked to them when great Christians pass, like Billy Graham or John Paul Jackson or Bob Jones or Pentecostal Christians that I know. They normally make contact with me because I'm fairly important in heaven. I have a lot to do with heaven. So Pope Francis reached out to me. I didn't reach out to him, and he talked to me, and he's been talking to me. For the last few hours, as I've been watching podcasts, we've been interacting. And if you know my channel, I've got a playlist called Mentoring in the Heavenlies, where I've interviewed about 50 people in heaven, and you can watch those videos. So, in non-Christian terms or New Age terms or witchcraft terms, I'd be called a medium. In Christian circles, I'm called a prophet, but most Christians would call what I'm talking to someone who's passed on as necromancy. They'd say what I'm doing is a sin, but I get introduced to these people through the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit orchestrates things. So I'm not going to explain myself there, but to those people watching and who are Catholic, I just want to give this message to Protestants can watch this video too and be encouraged. So 1 week in one day in Earth time is 3 weeks in heaven time. I'm pleased to announce that the Pope's welcoming party lasted for about a week. Normally, someone has a welcoming party that lasts for 1 to 2 days in heaven time. They don't have to go to bed in heaven time. But the Pope's, introductions were made in heaven for about a week. And when someone arrives in heaven, they're met by Jesus and they're met by saints out of the Bible and people out of the Bible that they really wanted to meet. Pope Francis spent a day with the Apostle Paul and spent a day with the disciples of Jesus, and Jesus was with his disciples for that day. He had heaps of questions for them, and they really had some wonderful things to say to him. He's very happy. He knows who I am. I've written 199 books, and there I've got like Matthew Robert Payne University in Heaven, and some of my books are in the curriculum where people get introduced to heaven, and a part of arriving in heaven is reading some of my books, which are really gospel focused, really focused on the teachings of Jesus. So he's had a wonderful time there. He directed me when he talked to me to watch a couple of videos. One of the videos was made by a prophet, Stephen Powell, who I followed for a while and recently has started exposing other Christian ministries, and I haven't been happy about that. And Stephen Powell took the chance to say, did the Pope go to heaven? He made a video and basically said the Pope went to hell. And he made that decision because of a couple of reasons. That Pope didn't come down hard on gay people, saying something like, "Who am I to judge a gay?" And also that the Pope had said in the past that all religions go to God, or all religions flow to God. And so he took exception with that, and because of those two statements, condemned the Pope to hell. And the Pope initially asked me to watch that, and I watched that. I was very disheartened by how Protestant Christians, even a so-called prophet, can come out and condemn someone who's got 1.4 billion followers to hell. I've been doing a book series called God's Last Days Message to His Children, and there's 9 books on Amazon under that title, and there's like 218 videos under the playlist called God's Last Days Message to His Children. And within that, I've been interviewing God and asking God 21 questions per book, and the books have been like 500 and 600 pages each. They're all 99 cents on Amazon. Through the course of those questions that my co-author have asked, I found out that people go to heaven based on the sheep and the goats parable, and if they grew up in another faith, if they, are qualified to be a sheep, in the sheep and the goats parable, that they'll end up in heaven, that God still judges people by the heart like he judged King David. You'll remember King David had all his brothers lined up to be anointed as a king, and his father hadn't even picked him to go before the prophet. And the prophet went through all the brothers and put the flask of oil above each of the head. And in those days, the flask seal wouldn't break. It was made of wax. The seal in the flask wouldn't break unless the Holy Spirit broke it. And so he put the flask above all the brothers' heads, and it never broke, and made the prophet say, "Have you got another son?" And they went out and got King David. King David was referenced by God multiple times in the Bible as the greatest king of Israel. And so if it was left to man to do the judging, man wouldn't do it. And I think Stephen Powell has not got no clue who God is, and certainly wasn't able to address God and ask God himself. He made his own man's opinion, just similar to how Jesse, the father of the sons, didn't think that David was worthy. So Samuel said to Jesse that God said to Samuel that man man judges man a certain way, but God looks at the heart, and God still looks at the heart. And Jesus told a parable about the sheep and the goats, and he said this is how he's going to choose people on the end day. He's going to line them up, the sheep and the goats. So God looks at the heart, and God looked at the heart. Despite what the Pope had said, God looked at the heart of the Pope, and he went to heaven. So he's having a good time. He's entering his 2nd or 3rd day, which is like 9 weeks in heaven. So he's been there quite a while. He's settled in. He's met the Queen. He's met Michael Jackson in concert. He's met Princess Diana. He's met Mary Magdalene. He's met the very authority in heaven, and all the disciples and all the Old Testament prophets. And he spent a day with Paul. He was very interested in Paul, and Paul just wouldn't spend a day with you if you weren't asking good questions. Paul's pretty busy, and Paul took a day out to basically go through all his teachings, all the questions that the Pope had about Paul's writings, and all the questions Paul had for the Pope. They discussed those things. And I must admit, I've written 199 Christian books, and I've written extensively on Christian subjects. And I must admit, even the book of Romans, I can't understand it. So I can understand the Pope, even though he had that position, he could have quite a few questions about Paul's writings. It's a shame. It's a shame the modern church have used Paul's writings to disagree with what Jesus taught. It's a shame that the modern grace gospel that teaches hyper grace teaches that the gospel didn't come until after Jesus' resurrection, which is a total lie, and they teach once saved, always saved. Most Christians believe that you can say a one paragraph prayer and be born again, and then basically act like a real jerk for the rest of your life and still go to heaven. So a lot of modern Christians believe in heresy. I was pleased to hear that the Pope had spent a day with Paul, and he spent some time with Peter and all of the disciples and Old Testament saints. Isaiah, like me, the Pope liked the book of Isaiah. Isaiah is a big book, and he had a lot of questions for Isaiah, and he spent half a day with Isaiah and other prophets. We are entering the last days, and there was quite a few questions about the book of Revelation and other books. It seemed the Pope was only interested in understanding the Bible at a deeper level, understanding the saints out of the Bible. And he's very hungry. He's very hungry for information about Jesus and information about the gospel, information about the Bible as a whole. He's pleased that there's universities and theological schools in heaven, and that many of the lecturers, like the Apostle Paul, can be questioned and spent time with, and he's looking forward to going to classes that Paul teaches. But because of his high placement in the earth and the work he did on the earth, he had the authority and the position to spend a whole day with Paul and ask him questions. I've never known of anyone spending a whole day with Paul. I've got a book where I think I've got two books where I interviewed the Apostle Paul, and you can see that interview on a video that I did. I've got a playlist called Mentoring in the Heavenlies on my YouTube channel, and you can scroll down all of those videos and see an interview that I did with the Apostle Paul that may interest you. I hope the reason for this video it's not to convince you that the Pope is in heaven, because there's many Protestants that seem to be real jerks about this, insulting the Pope, and there's very narrow-minded ideas that only Christians go to heaven, and they really hated the Pope for that, and really thought he was a heretic, and especially Stephen Powell called him a heretic because he believed all faiths go to heaven. Christians can be such jerks. Well, Protestant Christians can be such jerks, and there's good reason why people wouldn't want to attend their church or walk in their faith. And many people just take the risk of whether they're going to go to heaven because they don't want to go to a church full of hypocrites. And I can understand why. I've got 199 Christian books, but I really haven't got much time for Christians. I prefer to hang around people that aren't Christians. God bless you. I hope this encourages you. If you listen to this video to the very end, you can help this video get more popular if you like the video, and you can help this video get more traction if you comment on the video. Besides commenting on the video and making it more popular for me, I'd be very interested in hearing your comment, whether you agree or disagree with me. Look up Stephen Powell, Stephen Powell, Powell, and look at his video. Did Pope Francis make it to heaven? And go and write a bad comment on his video if you're a Catholic, and abuse him. I encourage you to do that. But God bless you, and I'm happy that you watched this video. God bless.